Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another Market Watch investments video for you guys tonight. I have a plethora of cards I'll be showcasing for you guys tonight. These will be my personal selections, and I do hope that you enjoy. Okay, things kickstarted tonight is going to be Hobby League. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know White Mexican is a mega fan. More specifically for the parallel ultra rares we can see here in like Graceful Charity and Heavy Storm, Sangan. There's some fantastic blockbusters that they have in the sets, and they have just some fantastic rarities. It's pretty ridiculous. And across the board, you just have some major juggernauts here, like DD Warrior Lady. You have Dekochi, again, Sangan, Scapegoat, Mystical Space Typhoon, Call the Haunted, Cyberjar, just some ridiculous cards that they have here. Some of my personal favorites would be like Creature Swap, Royal Decree, more specifically Marauding Captain, and Trap Hole, which is fantastic as well. So if you guys have time, I really recommend you guys check out the holofoils for these sets. They have a lot of different range, parallel rares, ultra rares. They kind of look the same. That's kind of strange the way they word these, but super rares are pretty interesting too. But more specifically for the parallel ultras, they just look so fantastic. Speaking of Marauding Captain, there is actually a stack here of 5 of near mint for about 5.5, which is very affordable from this seller right here. This is something I'm debating getting myself personally because this is a very affordable price point for such a high bulk price of this card, specifically for near mint. And this rarity just looks so magnificent. This is what it looks like up close. You can see the golden holofoiling there, and then the parallel ultra, almost like a DT kind of effect on the surface of the card. And it just looks fantastic in my personal opinion. And Hobby League is extremely old, really sought after for collectors in my personal opinion. Me being a super collector myself, I think these are just fantastic, and this rarity is just completely gorgeous. Again, starting market price for this is going to be roughly around 7 bones starting market price for near mints. And if you want to dip into some lightly played, near mints are first, so won't even really concern yourself much with that. Again, switching over to bulk prices, there's 2 stacks, the one I originally mentioned before, and then it jumps all the way up to 19 bones for this 4 stack. So this is what I'm talking about, why I think this price point is so significant, and I don't think that this 5 stack will last very long because it's like 3 times more affordable, even more so than this one. So really great stuff on Marauding Captain. Of course, you know, there's other variants. This is personally one of my all-time favorites, second to obviously the original ultra rares from very infamous Generation 1 Legacy of Darkness. First edition is exclusively for that, would definitely take the cake, but second place by far for the parallel rares is just fantastic. Next is going to be Buster Blader, specifically the 2003 Collector's Tins. This is going to be for the near mint variant. Starting market price is going to be around 23 bones, and it's going to jump up to 29. We switch over to lightly played. Lightly played is significantly more affordable. It goes to about 9 bones starting market price. And if we switch over to bulk prices, there's only a single stack of 4 near mint for a starting market price of 40 bones. There's a lot of significant rarities of this. This has just amazing ties to Yu-Gi and the anime. It's got amazing artwork. Not necessarily the most competitive card, but it has a lot of history, merit, and character to it. And we have this great tin secret rare, which I just reviewed. The Legendary Collection 3 secret rare, you know, with all its infamy, really great exclusively for the first editions. You have Dual Terminal 1. Those would really be the ideal variants, these 3 here. Of course, we have the Pharaoh Servant Ultra Rare First Editions, which are really great too. I'm not really a big fan of the alternative artwork. This set had some really great alternative artwork, specifically for like Blue Eyes, looks really great. I'm not a big fan of this one personally, but these 3 would be kind of like the trifecta that I would really go for, unless you want to go for the original First Edition Ultras, which just look fantastic as well. Next is going to be Insect Queen, 2004 Collector's Tin as a secret rare. These are still very attainable, very affordable, and again, these are just insanely old, and I think these are great targets for collectability purposes. Eventually, as they continue to get older, they're just going to be scooped up off the market. High rarity is secret rare. This gorgeous emerald green just pops very, very well in the secret rare holofoil. And these starting market price are about 4 or 5 bones, give or take, for near mints. Lightly playeds are about 3. And if we switch over to bulk prices, there's a single stack of 3 for starting market price of 6 for light plates. So this is what you have to consider when you're thinking about these older cards. There's not a lot of bulk prices. Either people aren't listing them or they're just being eradicated from the market, and that's what's going to drive up the price. And this is why I think there's some great potential for this card. Just the same as Command Knight. Again, great rarity of secret rare, really great artwork. This is a pretty good effect, and especially in the day, there was the whole lockout combo where you could summon both of these. And Marauding Captain, once again, was actually another factor that helped bring this out and get it out a little bit easier, made it a little speed it up. So, and then it's like a combo. It's a really old school combo. Obviously nowadays it's pretty easy to break through, but back then it was pretty nice combo to lock your opponent out from attacking if you only had these 2. And these are extremely affordable. They're roughly around 2 bones for near mints, as we can see here, and about not even 2 bones for lightly played. If we switch over to bulk prices, this is again what you want to pay attention to. This is where it increases significantly to about 5 bones for lightly played, and there isn't even availability for near mints. But there is a fat sack at 21 here, but then once these are gone, like, that's pretty much it. People aren't really listing these anymore. Again, they're talking about 2004 era of Yu-Gi-Oh, so extremely old. Next is Dark Magician Girl. Now, the first thing I'll say about Dark Magician Girl is I personally don't invest in TCG Dark Magician Girls for the uncensored artwork, or because of the censored artwork. In Japan, in the OCG, obviously they got completely superior artwork with the uncensorship, and they just looked fantastic, and it kind of just ruins it for me. I lived in Japan for a couple years, and I bought a lot of the OCG stuff, and yes, OCG stuff is extremely difficult to sell. It's very, very hard to push off here in the States, being that it's OCG and we can't use the stuff, but some cards, like original uncensored art Dark Magician, sells relatively well depending on what your area is and your range. This is, again, an extremely old tin promo, high rarity secret rare, and there's not too many variants of this artwork that we have. I think there's like maybe 2 or 3 different prints that we have of this. And I feel like a lot of people kind of like this artwork with like the blending hearts and the stance and all that. And it's just Dark Magician Girl in general. So Dark Magician Girl in general pretty much sells as long as it's not like something silly like a common or something. So, and this is going for some pretty good money. Starting market price is going to be 44 bones for single stacks for near mints. If we switch over to lightly played, it's going to drop down significantly to 16 bones. And if we check bulk prices, there's only 3 play sets here available with a starting market price of 45 bones for near mint, and then it bottoms out at 55, and that's for lightly played. So again, just not a lot of availability specifically for bulk prices on these old school tin promos. Next is going to be Cyber Dragon 2006 Collector's Tin, high rarity secret rare, OG artwork. Just great with this dark pink purple hollow foil, really deep secret foil. It's just fantastic card in general. Amazing artwork. Cyber Dragon, of course, has a giant fan base, just like Heroes. You have your Hero players, you have your Cyber Dragon players. They're pretty diehard, and this is just a fantastic variant. Again, obviously we have the original Ultra Rares, Ultimate Rares, which look fantastic, but these ones look really fantastic as well, in my personal opinion. And again, it's very old, and it was a collector's tin, and these are just rapidly becoming collector's cards, and they have been for quite some time. Starting market price here is going to be about 16 bones for English near mint copies. There's a 2 stack here. If we switch over to lightly playeds, they're going to be around 14 bones, and there actually is a playset there. So we're going to switch over to bulk prices. There is some ones here again for 14 for lightly played, and then the stacks of near mints go up to about 18 bones, then it goes to 23 and continues to trickle up, bottoms out at 73 bones here for lightly played. So again, these are the bulk prices which you really want to look at. I really feel like the bulk prices is really what sets the tone for the market value for these older cards. Destiny Hero Plasma is going to be next, 2007 Collector's Tin. Not only is this a collector's card, it's extremely old, high rarity, secret rare, has fantastic artwork, is a hero card, so has just amazing collectability merit just for fanboys of hero decks and Destinies and Elemental Heroes in general. This card is just really, really good. If you guys don't know what this card has a really nasty effect, really detrimental in the game state, and there isn't too many prints of this. This is really the only realistic print. I mean, you can maybe a first edition super rare copy. Destiny Soldiers did another mirrored reprint, but other than that, they're all just commons. I guess there was an alternative work from El Dorado, but I mean, that was, I don't know, I guess some players like that set. I wasn't personally a fan of that set, but that's just me personally, to each their own. Okay, so starting market price for this, for near mints, is let's see here. It's gonna be, there's all this OCG stuff that spams the board here, so we have to kind of filter things out. Is this English? All right, so about 28 bones for near mint, and then it goes a phantom under 30 after that. If we switch over for lightly played copies, we're gonna get away with about 16 bones from Pickle Rick. It's a really awesome, I approve of that seller store. That's pretty awesome. I just recently became like a mega fan of Rick and Morty. I'd never seen it before, but recently I started watching it, and I've just like streamlined all of the episodes, and that's really entertaining. So that's pretty awesome. Switching over to bulk prices, we have our first playset of English copies here for 26 bones plus this $3 shipping for lightly played. Then goes to and that's actually Korean right there. So not a lot of availability is basically like the rough summary that you guys need to know. High rarity, amazing effect, great collectability, being a Destiny card. Next is going to be Rainbow Dragon, Secret Rare 2017 variants. Really great card. Artwork is fantastic. Love the vivid, bright colors in this. Obviously, deep Secret Rare blends. And this is worth good money. And this is, again, 2007 Yu-Gi-Oh! Very, very old. Starting market price for near mints is going to be around 14-15 bones starting market price, and it quickly trickles up after that. It looks like there's only one stack available for near mint for starting market price of 35 bones. If we switch over to lightly played, decreases a little to about 10 bones for lightly played variants. And if we switch over to bulk prices, it's just that single playset stack for near mint for 35 bones. I didn't know this, but there is another variant that actually mirrored Secret Rare from the actual original set from Tactical Evolution. Obviously, we have our Ghost Rares. The first editions are ridiculously expensive, and they're just gorgeous. And this is just an amazingly gorgeous card in general, so that's really cool. And then the two Secret Rare variants, and just out of curiosity, the original Secret Rare first editions, I wonder how much those are going for near mint copies. Surprisingly enough, lightly played first editions are 71. Now that's quite a good stack of cash, but considering how old this car is and kind of the history merit behind it, has a really popular era behind this card. I think the Crystal Beast is not a lot of people like Crystal Beast, but the people that love Crystal Beast, like, they really love Crystal Beast. So this is gonna have some collector's value for all the Crystal Beast fanboys. And again, I'm surprised that lightly played first edition original Secret Rare prints are 71. That seems very affordable. Let's go ahead and take a look at near mint, see how much it increases. And again, this is where you're going to get that factor of not only first editions and unlimiteds price differentiations, you're going to get that first edition lightly played to that near mint first edition. So the lightly played first editions were 70 bones. If you want a near mint first edition, starting market price is going to be 125 bones. So there's that significant price value from not only the first editions and the unlimiteds, but now within the realms of first editions themselves. So an all-around great card. Next is going to be Stardust Dragon, tin variant 2008. Again, for quite some time, I've really bolstered these two. I really think that these are just fantastic rarities and fantastic collector's cards, one being some of the most, if not the most iconic synchro monsters of all time. Obviously, huge fame behind the anime series and just throughout the generation. I think it was 5Ds again. This was before my time. These were, obviously like 2008 era Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't really come back into the game until 2011, so about 3 years later. But these were just such predominant cards. Even 3 years later, they were such heavy hitter meta cards, and everyone had these in their extra decks. And they're just renowned. Again, like, if it's safe to say, one of the most renowned synchro cards of all time. And of course, we have Ultimate Rares, we have Starlight Rares, and we have Ghost Rares, which, are fantastic rarities, but given the range of the investment, like this mid-range investment, and you catch onto these early, these are continuing to articulate value, and that's something that I've taken note of, and I've invested very heavily in lightly plated near mint variants of these 2008 secret rare promos, and they're fantastic. I think they're on track to continue to increase in value, and I think it's just an amazing investment in general. Starting market price is going to be 23 bones for near mints for Stardust Dragon. If we switch over to lightly playeds, the starting market price is going to be around 18 bones. And then if we switch over to bulk prices, there is a single page of bulk prices. People really are watering down the market with this OCG stuff, and there's a stack of lightly played 4s for 21, and then 23 for a stack of 5 of near mint. So again, it's the availability of the bulk prices that's really driving the demand for these cards, and that's where you see that these cards are being swept off the market. Black Rose is going to be next. Again, of course, the 2008 variant tin promo. Near mint starting market price is going to be about 12 bones. If we switch over to lightly played, they're going to go for about 7-8. And if we switch to bulk prices, there is 3 sellers available. Lightly played for a 5 stack is going to be 13 bones, and then near mint 4 stack is going to be about 13.5, and then it bottoms out at a whopping 40 bones. So we see here it goes from 13 to 14, 15, and then it goes to flat 40. So as the numbers dwindle, I mean, it's just supply and demand. As the numbers continue to dwindle, I mean, the card instantly can go in like a couple purchases. It can go from 13 to 40 bones, which I think is, that's more than double. That's more than double the price, which is incredible. You have to be aware of these. You have to take a look at these, and again, take everything into account. And a lot of people pass these up for many years, and they were going left and right, and now they're just going for some pretty incredible value. Next is going to be Fabled Griermo. This is going to be the dual terminal 2 variants as the super rares. Again, this is DT, this is holofoil, super rare, so it's going from some really great money. Fables is not necessarily like a big fanboy favorite deck, but it has a relatively good following. It was a really fun era that this mechanic, this deck core came out, and again, it's going to have the allure of being dual terminal, and not only dual terminal, it's a dual terminal holofoil, and there's some really good value. This is one of the more significant Fabled cards for comboing and just in general. Starting market price for this for near mints is going to be 20 bones a piece for near mints if you want lightly played. The lightly plays are apparently more expensive than the near mints, however that works out, so we're going to switch over to bulk prices. There's a single stack of 6 for lightly played for 25 bones from the Card Haven, and then that is done. There's all onesies, twosies after that. So I think this is a significant note to take on this card. And then, interesting enough though, the first edition secret originals from Hidden Arsenal 2, it's going to be really interesting. I know we're getting the new Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1, I think in February, if I'm not mistaken. But if we look at first edition variants of this, it's just dirt cheap. It's so affordable. Lightly played first editions are like under 2 bones. And if we switch to bulk prices, I mean, even near mint first edition, there's a playset here for under 2 bones. Playset here for under 2 bones, and lightly played goes to 5, and then about 4, and then 4, and then 8, and you have this shipping right here. So not a lot of availability for bulk prices, which is, you're going to have to scoop up these two pretty quick. But I think it's interesting how far behind the secret rare is compared to the DT. Now, understand DT holofoil is on a whole nother conventional level as opposed to the original print secret rares, but these are still very much high rarity of secret rare. I understand it's Hidden Arsenal, and everything in Hidden Arsenal came super in secret, but this is still a fantastic rarity, and Hidden Arsenal 2 is insanely old. And given the alternative that there's just a gold, there's only 3 prints, I think that this is a fantastic buy specifically for those bulk prices of the first edition secrets, given that the DTs, even though they are aesthetically more pleasing, are significantly more pricey. Next is going to be Fable Cryus. This card has one of the best artworks in Fable, I think. I really kind of love the dark artwork behind it and like the whole vampire wings. Effect is kind of so-and-so. Obviously, there's plenty of ways to combo off this. It's got pretty low stats, but again, I've never built Fables. I've never piloted them. I don't know. I'm not a don't claim to be a Fabled expert, but they have some really cool artwork, and they have some pretty good synergy here and there. And I'm a big Dark World fan, so I love like Magibullet and like Dark World, and those are Fiend based decks, so that's kind of like my taste for Fiends there. But this card has fantastic artwork, coming in from Dual Terminal 3 as a rare, and this is seeing some pretty good value. Near mint starting market price is going to be around 12 bones, and there is no bulk, well, actually single bulk prices here for 13.5 for a playset, and then that's it. There's no bulk prices available for this, and it's going to bottom out at about 19 bones. So some credible value for this DT rare. And then, of course, we have the Hidden Arsenal 3 Secret Rare variants, which, interesting enough, these have articulated more value than the Gyrmos, which is very interesting to me personally, because I always viewed Gyrmo as like kind of like the cornerstone card. She's kind of like the baddie. She's kind of the glue that kind of like holds the deck together. But this one's more... for the original print, first edition secrets, you can see lightly played is about 3 bones. Near mints are about 3 bones, and that's even for a stack. If we switch over to bulk prices, there's a couple more variants of options available here, but it's going to go for anywhere from first edition near mints to 3 bones to about 4+, this shipping for a 7 stack. So up to you guys on that. I just think that's very interesting that the original print is more affordable than Gyrmo, but both have fantastic rarities of DT and secret rares, and both have fantastic artwork. The last Fable card is going to be Cerebral, and this is also a super rare holofoil from Dual Terminal 4, and this as well I know is a big combo piece for the deck, and this is going for some pretty good money. Starting market price for near mints is going to be 20 bones, and there's about 2 pages available. Looks like there's a lot of like onesie twosies. There is a stack of 9 here for 20 and a stack of 3 here for 19. And then it's interesting how it's only showing the 9 stack here for 21, give or take. So there are some bulk prices available, but again, they're like 20 a pop starting market price anyway you cut this cake. There also is, of course, the secret rare original variants. We got some common ones here, which is peasant rarities, so we know one's going to pay attention to that. And you see that the original first edition secret rares of Cerebral are even still some pretty good value. Near mint starting market price is about 4 bones, give or take. Throw in the lightly played, they're about 4 bones. Check bulk prices. A pretty good amount of bulk prices here. We see starting market price for lightly played first edition to be about 4 bones for a 6 stack, and then 5 bones a pop for near mint first editions for this playset stack of 3. Fantastic artwork. Again, don't really know much of anything about Fables. They just have really great artwork, and given that they came in Hidden Arsenal as secret rare first editions, and some of them came holofoil in Dual Terminal, and you know, Dual Terminal is really close to my heart. White Mexican Theory, I love Dual Terminal. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the new Hidden Arsenal when they try to bring back or mimic, or it's going to be really interesting how the quality control is going to be on the new Dual Terminal, and how that's going to fluctuate the prices of the original Dual Terminal. Speaking of Dual Terminal, a lot of Dual Terminal coverage today. Neteria Beast, highest rarity, technically highest rarity, as an ultra rare from Dual Terminal 1. One of my personal favorite synchro level 5s of all time. Of course, we have Sheehan, but this is just relatively generic. I mean, obviously you need an earth tuner, so I mean that kind of... This was also played in Samurais too, so I do associate this with Six Samurai a lot, because this is like a staple in Six Samurai. And this is still to the day one of the standalone level 5 hard hitters. Like, this is such an amazing card, and like anyone that plays Earth or that has Earth tuners, I don't know how they could not have at least one copy of this in their extra deck. It's a complete blowout. Again, this card is just insane, and this is the hardest variant to get. Starting market price is going to be 90 bones for near mint. And there's a single stack of 4 here. Starting market price is going to be 110 plus 5 bone shipping. So obviously, it's Neteria Beast. It's the highest rarity. It's the hardest variant to get. It would be really interesting, again, seeing how this is Dual Terminal 2. I think a lot of the stuff that they're reprinting from Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 is coming from Dual Terminal 1, like Blue Eyes and stuff like that. So if they continue to do the hidden arsenals and revamp and re-push out the hidden arsenals, it only makes sense that they would continue to put in the older dual terminal stuff. And I think dual terminal 2 is actually even going to be part, because I think for every hidden arsenal chapter 1, I think it's like set dual terminal 1 through 3, and then I think like chapter 2 will be dual terminal like 4 through 6, or I'm not really sure how it works, but such a fantastic card. You know, we have several different variants, but nothing's really going to come close to the DT. Again, DT is just so gorgeous. But alternatively enough, the original Hidden Arsenal 2 Secret Rare First Editions, because these do come First Edition, is going to be near mints, which is going to be 13 bones, which I think is a fine price, given what this card does. Again, this card is just a tank. It just annihilates everything in its path. And let's see, lightly playeds are going to be about 9-ish, 10 bones. If we switch over to bulk prices for the original print, there's a stack of 4 here, near mint first edition for 13 bones, and that's going to bottom out at 20 bones a pop for a stack of 4 from Phantasm Gaming. So, Natera Beast, all around great stuff. Next is going to be Gladiator Salt, the set in general. Let's just take a moment to take in what a complete blowout, what an impact that this set was. This set has kind of reminds me of like Star Strike Blast. There's just a lot of cards that are just ridiculously expensive, like Magical Formula. Magical Formula like blows. It's not even a good card. It just happens to be a secret rare from Gladiator Assault, which this had to have been just a ridiculously infamous set, or short printed, or I'm not really sure. But starting market price for this card is 1,500 bones for a near mint first edition. That's insane. I mean, even damaged ones. We have some damaged European Deutsch ones, which are starting at of 250 bones, 250 bones plus. This card is ridiculously expensive, and I don't know why. It's insane to me. It's not good. Like, it just has to be insanely rare or something. I mean, lightly played first edition copies, we have a Deutsch European one for $1,000, you know, just Phantom under $1,000, and just the same for this Italiano one. And then again, like starting market price for English copies for first editions, near mint or first edition, is going to be 1,500 bones. I can't imagine spending 1,500 bones on one single piece of cardboard. That is some expensive cardboard, ladies and gentlemen. And then all the other variants are like just, you know, like nothing. We have like the Dual Overload Ultra and then common. So it's like obviously this original print is one that's so expensive. So I just think that's ridiculous, but supply and demand, I guess. I'm not really sure, but that is just insane. And that's not the only card that is just like ridiculous. We have Secret Rare Necroface, which is, I mean, these are insanely expensive too. And I'm not really sure why, because no one uses this card. I mean, it's got some really crazy combos when it's played, obviously, in like a straight up like removal combo deck, but again, I mean, these are coming in. We have like an Emiliano French version here for 200 bones for lightly played. That looks a lot worse than lightly played. It looks like there's almost some like peeling or creases on that top corner. I'm not really sure what's going on there. You have a European Deutsch one for 400 bones, and then again another French one, probably hanging out with the French honeys. And then the first English variants that we get for lightly played first edition is 851 bones starting market price. So this set is just full of ridiculously expensive cards, and I don't really understand why. If you guys know, like, comment below or let me know, because this is just, again, I wasn't around. This was like after my time. I got in 2002, got out around 2004, early 2005, and then didn't come back in until 2011. So this was like after my time. I completely was not in the game when this set dropped. But again, there's just some really, really, really expensive cards. This is a really cool card as well. Royal Firestorm Guard. I really love the artwork on that. Secret foils are great. So yeah, this is just a ridiculously expensive set, so I just wanted to. Also, we got the original common variants, which is hilarious. That Shadow Imprisoning and Lightning Imprisoning Mirror came out as commons in these sets. Really quick, just out of curiosity again, because I feel like there's been hype behind these cards, and rightfully so. Like, these cards were so affordable for so long, and I'm so happy to finally see them articulate some value, because these DT variants have deserved a price increase for the longest time. Starting market price for Shadow is going to be about 19 bones for lightly played, and then around 22 for near mint. And like go get them, like hell yeah. It's so nice that they're finally getting some great value on these, because these are just ridiculously amazing side cards. They have relatively good artwork, and again, it's DT, and DT is just fantastic. I may just be super biased, but I think DT is amazing. And it's interesting, Shadow, I mean, probably obviously because there's a lot more dark decks running around, whatever it may be, the meta changes, but Shadow Imprisoning is like almost 20 bones. It's like a Phantom, it's like 15, 17, 20 bones. And then Lightning Imprisoning Mirror is like 4 bones for lightly played. You want a near mint, easy, 5 bones. Like, it's insane. Bulk price is again 6 bones. So near mint first edition 14 stack, 6 bones. So significant bordering in price between the two. Next is going to be Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. Invasion of Chaos, original cookie cutter chaos, going to some Generation 1 collector stuff. Obviously, yes, this got nuked with its errata, but this is still like long-haired Ren Gingerbread Man, like awesome, great stuff here. Starting market price for near mint first edition copies is going to be 486 bones. If you want lightly played, it's going to decrease significantly to 164 bones. And if we switch over to bulk prices, there's 2 sellers available here. Lightly played, first edition is going to be 300 bones, and then it goes to 420 for this other 3 stack from Overdose Gaming and Core TCG. Now, obviously, we have the Ultimate Rares from Duelist Pack Kaiba, exclusively for the first editions. Those are pretty nice. And then we have the Collector's Rare, which I'm really just not a big fan of Collector's Rare, so I'd much rather just showcase the original Secret Rares personally myself. Next is going to be Black Luster Soldier, Envoy at the beginning. Gotta have the light with the dark. This is specifically the Master Collection Volume 2 variant. This is my personal variant of this. This is the highest, well, technically I guess it's not, because again we have the Collector's Rare variants of this, but I just don't think the Collector's Rare look very good. I'd much rather have a Secret Rare variant of this personally. And these are near mints are going to be about 58 bones for near mint. Lightly plays are going to increase significantly to 24 bones, and if we switch over to bulk prices, it doesn't even look like there's bulk prices available here. These are all 1 stacks, so as affordable as 24 for lightly played, all the way to a bottoming out price of 300 bones, a very, very ambitious market price at the bottom out here for this near mint copy, but it doesn't look like there's any stacks available. There's a 2 stack here. You know, some onesie twosies pretty much all across the board. So again, my personal variant, of course, we have the original Invasion of Chaos Ultra Rares, which again, you know, they are Ultra Rare, but they are Gen 1 Ultra Rare, so they made it in the book specifically for the first edition. Starting market price for lightly plays are going to be 150 bones. And if you want near mint, again, you get that price differentiation between lightly played to near mint is 330 bones. So a significant increase for that near mint condition. An amazing Generation 1 collector's card. And of course you have the Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World. Again, you guys should really check this set out. I love this set. There's a lot of blockbuster cards and some really great rarities. Invest exclusively in the first edition variants, and you're going to be squared away. Next is going to be Chaos Sorcerer. This is specifically the, again, Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World. Just, you know, more points on the merit of this being just a really infamous set. Near mint copies first edition are to be about 10 bones. And if we switch over to bulk prices, there's a single stack of 8 here for near mint first edition for 18 bones for the infamous Core TCG. This is the only holofoil that we technically have. We have some gold stuff, but you know, gold stuff's pretty lackluster. There isn't a whole lot of people that like gold stuff. Me personally, there's very, very small gold, some gold secrets and some golds that I like. But more specifically, it's really just for the Haunted Minds Ghost Gold blended hybrids. Those are really the only golds that I really actually get excited about and invest in personally. I forgot, we also have the Turbo Pack Ultra Rares. I would much rather have the first edition Super Rares. Again, I mean, these are Turbo Pack. They are very much Ultra Rares, so that's kind of like lackluster for me personally. The issue is these are just really expensive for like no reason besides that they're turbo pack and they're hard to get. Like starting market price, like there's a European Deutsch one here for 100, Phantom under 150 bones for lightly played. A lot of European stuff here. And then our first like English prints for lightly played is like 200 bones. And then if you want near mint, like it gets to some pretty insane price points when it's just like I want to play it and I still want it to look good. So you might as well just use the supers. I mean, as long as you have a first edition stamp and it's a super, like I'm squared away. I think that's fine. There also is the original print Invasion of Chaos Commons first edition, which, I mean, those are what I personally run. If I ever do use this card, I use first edition IOC variants because they're only common, but they're still cool because they're OG. Like, they're the very first. Like, back in Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh!, this was all that we had. But if you want to get a little fancy, just upgrade, drop 10 bones, and get yourself a nice first edition near mint. Super rare. Next is going to be Legendary Dragon of White. So this is World Superstars. This wasn't really a significant set. Besides, had some pretty great history merit because it introduced prismatic secret rares for the first time since game promos back in Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! And throughout the duration of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before they started integrating the prismatic secrets with the megatins and all that, or the annual tins, or whatever you want to call them now. This was the first set to drop prismatic secrets in a subset. This had never been done before. We had only got prismatic variants from game promos, like Game Boy games and PlayStation games and all that stuff, so this was pretty significant history merit in my personal opinion. Other than that, it was a really lackluster set. It was just this Blue Eyes and the Dark Magician, XYZ were really just the kind of the big swings on this. Starting market price for this for an Italiano near mint is going to be around 38 bones, and then near mint Englishes are going to go up to about 46 for near mint. We're going to switch over to bulk prices. There's a couple bulk prices here. Of course, we have these Italiano ones, and then Big City Cards is selling a stack of 7 for 50 bones for near mint first edition. I personally like this one a lot. I've always been more of a Blue Eyes fan as Dark Magician. Now, like as anime characters, I like Yugi better than Kaiba, but I've always kind of liked Blue Eyes in general. I've always been more of a Blue Eyes fan as opposed to Dark Magician, but they come in as a pair, so of course, and me personally, I have multiple copies of both. I've invested in both of these, and I think they're great cards to invest in. They are pretty pricey, but buy them in a collection, buy them at 75% from a bulk buy or whatever it may be, and then it turns out to be an all-around pretty great investment. So, Legendary Magician of Dark, starting market price, again, we have some Italiano ones here for about 29 bones, 6 stack for near mint first edition, and then when first English ones go to about 34 plus 99-cent shipping. We're going to switch over to bulk prices. A couple bulk prices of this. Again, we have this Italiano 6 stack, and then the first English for a stack of 20 near mint first edition is going to be 38 bones. Next is going to be Royal Oppression. Again, ban list is amongst us. I'm going to kind of get towards more of some ban cards here towards the end of this content. This card is amazing, and what I wanted to take note for you guys is this has always been, not always been, I feel like the last couple years, for some reason, this has articulated some really great value. I have like tons of these personally. I remember buying these for like 0.25 of like a bone. Like, this was insane. For the longest time, it was like under a bone. This is, for quite some time, it was very, very affordable. But then people started to notice it, and they're like, oh, well, it's a ridiculously like infamous ban card. It's been banned forever. It's dual terminal, and dual terminal naturally, my personal opinion, white Mexican theory for you guys, just has really great aesthetics. And now it's 19 bones. It's 19 bones, and there's only 8 available on the whole TCGP marketplace here. Near mint, 1 copy is 19 bones plus 99-cent shipping. And then we have this stack of 5 for 20 bones. So it's pretty much like eradicated from the market, but fear not, there's other variants. Even if we look at the gold variants, though, or the common variants, or even the Legacy of Darkness Generation 1 first editions, like these are all going, like even unlimited original print rares are going for almost 7 bones. Like, that's insane to me. If we switch over to first editions, instantly 10 bones plus. These used to be like pennies on the dollar, and again, I know it's because of hype, because you never really know. Konami's extremely unpredictable to ban list, and you never know when something's going to come off, and my personal theory is it's not a matter of if it comes off the ban list, forbidden list, it's just a matter of when it comes off and if it gets errated. But all across the board, this is going for pretty good money. Even the commons from Champion Pack 8, if you want a gold variant, these are going to be good money too. So it's all good money. So personally, I would sell everything besides the DTs. Gold variants are going to be about 9 bones for lightly played. If you want a near mint, how much are near mints going to go? Near mints are going to be about 15 bones. So insane. Like, never in the world of all of cardboard has this ever happened to this card before. Again, this is probably just a bend on price because of the ban list, and everything kind of goes up to a certain extent for the band stuff. But it has amazing artwork, great history merit, more specifically for the aesthetics of the DT, maybe nostalgia of Gen 1 first edition rares, but these are just some great sell targets in my personal opinion, because I really don't think, like, White Mexican, I'm a really optimistic player, and I'm really optimistic when it comes to the ban list, but I really don't think that this is going to come off the list anytime soon. And if it does come off the list, it's going to be errated to hell, and it's pretty much going to be almost rendered useless. But it is still a really cool card, and a really cool old school Generation 1 era band card. So completely up to you guys in that. Next is going to be another band card. That grass looks greener. So still to the date, this card is a solo print, which is very, very alarming to me. One, it's not only a solo print, it is a high rarity of secret rare solo print, Dawning on a Raging Tempest, which was a 2016 set, so quite several years ago now. The set was known for Zodiac. Zodiac completely just washed anything else that came out of this. People were just hyper-focused on Zodiac because it was destroying the metagame in 2016. I actually happened to be in South Korea at the time, and I remember opening special editions and pulling just in buckets and buckets of these. Obviously they were unlimited because back then I invested actually wasted on unlimited stuff, but this is worth good money. Near mint first editions are about 10 bones. I'm surprised this isn't more, considering the season that we're in here. We're going to go ahead and switch over to bulk prices. Bulk prices is where it really starts to limit down. First edition near mint, 14 bones starting market price for this 5 stack, and then it bottoms out at 30 bones for a near mint first edition first stack of 22. Again, we never really know when this is going to come off the list. We all know it's going to come off the list, we just don't know when. And this is a blockbuster card. It's got really cool artwork, hybrid is secret rare, but the biggest takeaway is that it's a solo print. So I would really keep your eye on this card. Next is going to be Yatagarasu, the infamous bird, peck you to death, one-shot kill. Amazingness, Generation 1, for me personally, I just instantly go to Cookie Cutter Chaos era, Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is just amazing collectability purposes. This is a gorgeous card. It's like this bird sitting on this magic orb marble, and it's a spirit, and it's got the purples and the pinks, and this is just like the pimp bird. Like, everyone knows the infamous bird. He's the one and only. And this is starting market price for this for lightly played is going to be about $161 for lightly played first editions, which I'm very surprised that's even that affordable for first edition. Like, any first edition that you can get under 200 bones is a steal. Depending on how lightly played is, it's nice that they included a picture here, so maybe you guys can look closer into that. But if you want a near mint variant of this, surprisingly enough, right here, Metagaming Cards has one for under 200 bones, 196. Again, I think this card is going places fast. There are a couple ones under the 200 bone mark and right at the 200 bone mark, but there's really not a lot of availability. If we switch over to bulk prices, it's just they're gone. They're just not available. So maybe check eBay or check your grandma's basement or look under a rock in the forest. But you're not going to find a lot of these specifically for the original print first editions. Next is going to be Malefic Cyber Dragon, another solo print out of a very obscure set, Bonds Beyond Time movie pack. Cool as a secret rare, really cool. Obviously, this was used in kind of like a skill drain beater Malefic blend variant. Really cool artwork. 4,000 beater, dark, great for all that kind of stuff. And again, it's a solo print. Starting market price is going to be about 9 bones for near mints. And if you want to check bulk prices, it goes to about 11 for a stack of 9 for near mint, and then bottoms out at 30 bones. So just interesting that that's still a solo print. And then, of course, you know, I have to showcase Stardust Dragon, the card you remove from your extra deck to get the Malefic out. And there's a lot of cool variants of this. We have, like, the Mattel action figure promo series, Parallel Rare, which is really, really obscure. I've always thought that that was really interesting cards. Hey, it's actually showcased right here. Anyway, I always thought it was interesting with, like, you know, like Shonen Jump magazines or like mangas or like action figure toys, like something obscure. If you can get some cardboard out of a very obscure product, like a video game promo or just something that's like out of the norm, like not out of a booster set or like a tin or something. Even tins too. Tins are pretty cool too. I just always had like that. There's like a really great sense of collectability behind that, and I always thought that was like a special kind of investment side of investing. So, that's really, you know, this one's pretty cool. There's the Secret Rare Legendary Collections 2 Secret Rare, which, I mean, I'm going to get to the Ultra Rares in a minute, but I think that this is really going to be the best, even more than the Parallel Rare. I mean, first edition copy starting market price can be 30 bones for near mint, first edition near mint secrets. And then if you want a lightly played, it's going to be about 26 for first edition secrets. If we check bulk prices, first bulk prices lightly played first edition is going to be 35 bones, and it's going to bottom out at a whopping 44 for near mint first editions for this 6-stack. So this is, I think, one of the better variants. Obviously, it's pricey, but it is still very nice, being its high rarity, secret rare, and, you know, first edition, all that great stuff. If you want to go crazy big baller status, of course you have the original Cybernetic Revolution Ultimate Rares, but these are going for $3,000. Starting market price is $3K for near mint first edition Ultimate Rare copies of this, and once that one's gone, there's this cartridge one, which is going for $3,500. So obviously a very not very affordable card, high collectability, high-end cyber end card. Alright, and the last card that I have to showcase for you guys tonight is going to be Card of Safe Return. Everyone forgets about this card. No one talks about this card. This card has been banned for so long. And have you ever read this card? Have you ever read this cardboard? This cardboard is some pretty ridiculous cardboard. Yes, obviously, this probably isn't coming off the ban list anytime soon. I mean, it hasn't seen the light of day since its initial listing on the ban list. Love the cardboard on cardboard artwork here. This card is insane. Obviously, Labyrinth of Nightmares Gen 1, so it has that nice magic stamp for the original prints. And starting market price for the original print Ultras for near mint first edition is 39 bones. And if you want a lightly played, they're going to be 21 bones. And if we check for bulk prices, they're just non-existent. So, sad day in Mudsville. Thank you so much for watching this video. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been part of my life for several years now. It's a very big passion of mine. I love the brotherhood, the investing, the community, the deck building. There's so many amazing things that go into this hobby. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now, a lot of depression, loneliness, isolationism. Please be a brother, please be a sister, and be kind to everyone and look out for each other. Thank you so much for watching me tonight. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments yourself. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.